everybody, I'm PooBeee and welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today I am building my version of the Shire from the very famous novel and film series, The Hobbit. I was inspired to make this build when I was playing around with the new terrain tools in build mode. I haven't had that much experience with the terrain tools as it was only just came out a couple of days ago, so it was really hard to get to grips with how to use it, but honestly I'm quite happy with how this turned out. Even though it took me way longer than I thought it was going to. But this build reminds me a lot of the Gypsy Camp from Fable 2, if anyone has ever played it before. So I guess it's a nice little mix of that and the Shire as well. But my favourite part of this build is all the plant clutter. So like all the trees and the flowers laying around, it makes it feel like so super homely and cozy. And that was honestly my favourite part to do as well, like building up all of the bushes around the houses to try and make it look like hills, because I did try and make hills out of the terrain tools, but nothing was working, because unfortunately you can't put terrain over the houses, if that makes sense. So it just made like a weird box around them, and it was just not working. So I just had to I did so many different tries of different things, but this is the best way that I could find. And it doesn't look exactly like little hobbit houses, but it's close enough, you know, it's my own version. But yeah, at the moment we're just making the little houses. I think there's about, like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all together. And all the rooms are different things. So there's a bathroom, there's a bedroom, there's a kid's bedroom, a kitchen, a living room, and if I remember right, I made a little study in one of the tiny ones, and they all work as well. I made sure afterwards that to make my Sims walk around and go in all the rooms to make sure there's enough room for all of them basically, and they all work perfectly, so that was good. I was really scared that they might get stuck on some of the higher parts of the terrain, but no, it worked out really well, luckily. But yeah, I'm loving the terrain tool though. I've made like so much cool stuff already. I think it's definitely something that was needed in The Sims 4. I remember when I first bought it ages ago, I was like, no, there's no terrain tool, because that was one of the best things about Sims 2, and making like little graves and stuff. So but yeah, I'd really like to hear your guys' feedback on how you think this build went. Obviously I'm still very rusty with the new terrain tool. It hasn't been out for that long, so but yeah, so it's really hard to get the grips off, to be honest. But yeah, just like let me know what you think was your best part was, or what I should have improved on, or let me know some tips with the new terrain tool, because it is very tricky to get a hang of. But yeah, I got like loads of really cool, exciting new builds for the future. I'm just one of those people though that will start like 20 things and never finish them, so it honestly takes me quite a while. But I'd really like to hear your guys' recommendations also on what you think I should build next. I remember someone in the comments last time recommended to do Kiki's delivery service, and I did that one, so I always read your guys' comments and I have a look through them, so I'd love some recommendations of what to build next, because you know, you get a little bit of creator's block, so it's nice just to have a little push from somewhere else basically. But yeah, I think for the future I'd really love to build Hogwarts, but I know that's gonna be a really time consuming one. But now with the new terrain tool, I feel like it would look so cool. I feel like you do it all different levels, make it really rocky. I just think it would be perfect. The two things that came into my head when the new terrain tool came out was either the Shire or Hogwarts, and I was like, we'll do the Shire first. We'll get to grips with the terrain tool first, and then we'll go from there. But at the moment I'm just basically smoothing out all the terrain, not making it look as blocky, just giving it a bit more shape, to be honest, for when I put all the lovely foliage down. So you can see around the back I'm just trying to make it look a bit more rocky instead of just like flat. But yeah, it wasn't until after this build that I realised that there was a smoothing tool. So I was working on one of the other builds that I was sort of saying about earlier, and I was thinking like, oh, I really wish it was a lot smoother than it is. It'd be really cool if this was a tool like as awesome as it is that you can like move to like with terrain up and down, but like it just looks really uneven. And then I was looking through the tools, and there was the smoothing tool. So it would have been really useful in this, because there's some parts that I wish that were a little bit smoother, but it's just, that's all I could really do, to be honest. Like I said, it was really new at the moment that I was building this this lot, so I didn't know too much about the terrain tool. I just threw myself in it. But at the moment we're just doing all the terrain on the ground, that's the word. So just making it look nice. So there's like little paths around, and I wanted to make all the edges look quite dark, and like I just wanted it all to be quite rustic and worn in, like people have been walking around there for thousands of years. But yeah, so we're just putting all this in, and then after this I'm pretty sure we'll start the foliage, which is the best part. It's my favourite bit. So we'll be putting loads and loads of lovely green bushes around to try and make them look like the hills, and then we'll have some beautiful trees in the background. And I really tried to put a lot of flowers in also, because I was doing some research and I looked mainly in the films. I had a little look at what the Shire looks like, and there's a lot of potted plants around, and just like it just looks very homely and lived in, which is very sweet. I think that's why a lot of people love it there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we'll leave it here for the voiceover, just because, you know, living where I am, there's very thin walls, and it's awkward doing these voiceovers, as much as I wish I could do them every video. But I tried to make it a little bit longer today, because I know a lot of you people like it. But yeah, I hope you all have a very fabulous day and enjoy the rest of this build. I made sure I put a very fitting music to this video, so I hope you enjoyed the music as well. And I will see you in the next Sims 4 video. Please also leave suggestions below, and I'll have a little look through them and I'll see what we can do. But other than that, have a great day, and bye bye.